David has covered many of the questions that I wanted to ask. Firstly, I would state that I simply don't believe that the changes made to this current proposal are nearly adequate to deal with the very serious concerns that hundreds of my constituents have written to me about. And I'd like to ask L&Q how they think it's remotely a reasonable response to concerns about character and about the high-rise nature of their proposal, that they are still proposing what are essentially tower blocks in a low-rise suburban environment. I'd like to ask them how they think that the concerns about density have been remotely addressed by a proposal that still includes 232 new dwellings. A deduction of a mere 18 dwellings simply isn't enough to satisfy the concerns of my constituents, the entirely justified concerns they have. And what we've heard tonight about what L&Q are proposing to do in terms of pressure on infrastructure, again, are wholly inadequate given the significant impact on traffic this proposal is likely to generate. I'd like to ask them why they think that one parking space per dwelling is possibly sufficient to prevent the kind of spillover that my constituents have to face on the roads around their houses. I'd like to understand how they think that what they're proposing is remotely adequate to support GP surgeries in schools, which are already under intense pressure with the existing population, never mind hundreds more people living in the area. And I would like to take issue with the claim that I think we heard this evening that this proposal is actually going to enhance biodiversity and the wildlife habitat. I fail to see how that is possible to reconcile with the destruction of so many trees, some of which are of considerable ecological value. I'd like to ask them whether it is still the case that around 200 trees are going to be felled as a result of their proposals, and I certainly hope that when the Planning Committee considers these proposals, they reject them as robustly as the previous committee did the first set of proposals from L&Q.